Hello, I'm Jashikins, and I did review requests. And you can. Oh, sorry, this was a really bad fucking opening. I got really strong and then like. Murk. Anyways, let's rewind a few. Hang on a sec. Sorry, folks. I thought I heard my phone ringing. Yeah, and I left it in the other room instead of being, a smart person and leaving it on my desk. So that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, let's pretend that like the first few seconds here didn't happen. Anyways, hello, I'm Jashikins, and I do reviews from TV shows, movies, books, and fan fictions. And I also do review requests. So if you do want to review a TV show, movie, book, or fan fiction, and you are on the YouTube's link in the description, and if you're watching on my blog, link is up above. And that link goes to where you can request reviews. It also lists what I will do and what I won't do. So, if you have something you really, really, really want me to review, that's how you do it. And I'm sorry for that song. I was like, I know exactly what I'm going to say. Then but anyways, I also want to say sorry for the people who are keeping up with Marriage for Convenience. Internet went out Friday, and when it returned, there was no way I could comfortably film the two other parts. Yeah, and then Monday was the last day my mom, half brother, and his girlfriend came to visit, so I wasn't doing, any recording that day. And now it's Wednesday, and I wanted to get this review out, and also the the writing live stream, another episode of that out. So, anyways, that's all backstories for people who follow my channel. And if you're just new getting here, that is probably really, 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 really boring. And so let's get into this actual review. And today I'm going to be reviewing Breaking Dawn. Breaking Dawn is the fourth in the Twilight series. This book ends the thrilling relationship between Edward and Bella. It also shows that Stephenie Meyer wanted easy resolutions. Oh yeah, and she breaks her own canon. Now, Breaking Dawn isn't the end of the entire Twilight series. There are still a few side books, but right now I'm going to be taking a huge Twilight break, and I may or may not return to them. Nothing is for certain. Also, I'm going to warn you for spoilers if you haven't yet read Breaking Dawn. So, if you don't care about spoilers either because you've read the book, or you don't just give a shit, you like randomly, you were just browsing through YouTube and you're like, hey, there's someone doing a Twilight review. I really want to hear someone rant about this series, so yeah. And you've never read or watched it, so you don't care about spoilers, you just don't want to hear rants. And if you do actually want to own this book, then if you're watching on the YouTubes, there is a link in the description. And if you are watching on my Blog Day blog, link below the video, and ta-da! The book is yours. Okay. Really sorry again for that opening. That's probably the worst opening I've ever done. That is saying a lot. Okay. Part 1. Leah and Jacob would have made an awesome, awesome couple. At the end of Eclipse, I thought Jacob and Leah had enough similarities to make a good couple. Both of them suffered similar pain and therefore understood each other on a level no one else could. Plus, making it so Jacob ended up with Leah would make the Jacob Bella Edward love triangle so much more interesting. Meyer chose an easy out with Jacob imprinting on Nessie. No, I won't be using her actual name anywhere in this review. Basically, Nessie's real name is sort of like the one child of Harry Potter's whose name everyone complains about. Yeah, that's what Nessie's real name is like. It's like just basically mushing things together and hoping it works. And it's still a bad name, but I don't really mind it as much. But I guess it's just because I've set my standards really, really low for this series. Anyways, Jacob imprinting on Nessie doesn't just get rid of his romantic feelings for Bella. It also gets rid of any lingering romantic feelings Bella has for Jacob. Which is weird. If Jacob had gone with Leah by the end, Jacob and Bella would have had to actually sort out their feelings. There would be no easy out for either of them. Jacob would learn to accept, no matter how painfully, that Bella would never be his lover. He would then move on with Leah. Jacob getting his own pack would become extremely romantic if he got with Leah. The breaking off into separate packs could even be caused by his need to give her separation from Sam. And if you're saying, oh, that's a bunch of romantic bullshit, that's really this series. So it would fit into context. Hang on. Bella getting with Edward seemed more than apparent. I actually can't think of anything interesting for her to do other than realize she loves Edward more, which doesn't really appear all that interesting, as that's sort of a thing that happens again and again through the series. God, hang on, I'm just going to drink some water here. Okay. Woot. Part 2. The final confrontation with the Volturi was poorly done. When you write, you should write to your strengths. Since I am not good at writing action and better at focusing on characters, that's what I do. At times there's no choice but to write an action scene, and I managed to make them readable at least. Actually, some people have complimented them. I'm just like, oh, I guess you have really low standards then. Yeah. Twilight was never well written. It had its enjoyable points, but it's more of a guilty pleasure than good literature. Meyer chose to end the book with nothing happening after such a big fucking buildup. Bella, at one point, even gets fake documents for Jacob and Nessie to run away together. Yet the payoff is not worth it. Like, that subplot is totally worthless because nothing fucking happens. I think I listened to someone's video who watched the movie adaptation of Breaking Dawn, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know why they removed, this subplot." Because like it actually shows you how caring Bella is, but it's like, in terms of the overall plot, it's worthless. So yeah, it's a good job cutting that, because it is really pointless. No. Meyer makes an attempt at doing a trial sequence. The problem is she's not a good enough writer to make the Volturi act intelligently. At one point, Caius says that the werewolves are the children of the moon as a reason to make an attack. Aro points out the werewolves are actually shapeshifters as a reason not to attack. At no point is the fact the werewolves / shapeshifters' whole purpose of being is to attack and kill vampires mentioned as an excuse to launch an attack. I mean, seriously. And on a little side note, this is a little retcon. I believe I've heard that Meyer got so much flack for making the Twilight werewolves, and people going, "Oh my god, they're not actually werewolves." And so she changed them to show they're not actually werewolves to please her fan, while keeping vampires sparkly. Like, I'm sure there were complaints about that, but you didn't change that shit, did you? Like, make an excuse like, "Oh, the Twilight vampires aren't actually vampires." Well, no, it's just for the werewolves? The werewolves are cool. I'm still calling them werewolves. Fuck that shit. Meyer should have gone with the easier and simpler Volturi attack. Maybe a few paragraphs of a fake trial, and then the violence happens. Chelsea could make it so that the witnesses are all fully on the Volturi side, no matter what happens. Yeah, Chelsea can influence relationships, strengthen or weaken ties between people. So why not do that with your witnesses? Obviously, this is a fake trial already, and obviously these are supposed to be a bad guy, but I guess the Volturi don't fucking think, "Hey, we should mind control all the witnesses," so yeah. No, it's just me and Hero. Fuck, okay. I don't understand why the villains wouldn't use such a tactic. This would even mean that there wouldn't need to be a trial in the first place. There are enough unimportant characters that could be killed to try and evoke emotions. None of the main characters would need to be harmed. Of course, I'm all about killing main characters, but Meyer isn't the sort of person that would want that to happen. Okay, like, in the Volturi confrontation with the Volturi, like, only one character is killed. And it's supposed to be this big violent thing and make you go, "Oh my god," and then it's just like, no. Okay, this unimportant character died and Caius acted stupid. Ooh. Spooky. And if anyone does join this live show, feel free to ask questions. So if I don't cover something, if I don't clarify a point, just ask me and I will. I know I have no viewers, and next time I do this, I will make sure there's a viewer first. Water. Part 3. Bella shouldn't have been able to get pregnant. Remember when I said Meyer broke her own canon in Breaking Dawn? Well, here is the really prominent example of that. Meyer has tried to make her vampires science-based. It's true that she doesn't seem to understand even basic science. Yes, I am referring to the fact that Jacob said he fell in love with the egg that would become Nessie. That just... It doesn't work like that. Anyways, every fluid in a vampire is venom. Ignoring the glaring questions that come along with that, let's focus on the fact that Bella would become a vampire upon having sex with Edward for the first time. His Vena... Sorry, this is so stupid that my mouth's saying, don't say the words, just stop, be silent. His venom cum would enter Bella, which should initiate her becoming a vampire. Ignoring even that, Edward shouldn't have any sperm as his body hasn't changed. Okay, so a little semi-science class for everyone who doesn't already know this. While men don't go through menopause, their bodies continuously produce sperm. So when sperm is lost, it is later replaced. A vampire's body not changing is the same reason female vampires can't get pregnant. Edward's body should have stopped producing the needed sperm to be able to impregnate Bella. You're telling me a 16-year-old didn't jerk off a few times? I mean, really? What if he, got aroused a little bit and things came out? It's... You're telling me within 90 years, sperm wasn't released? I mean, obviously, he's not asexual. Obviously not. Or you could probably use that as an excuse. Ignoring even that, no vampire should have sperm anyways. Meyer has stated that specialized venom allows Edward to give Bella a child. Because that's how science works. What makes this even odder is that no vampire is aware that some of their venom can act as sperm. There had to be some vampires that realized this at some point. Yes, a vampire in South America has discovered the secret, but more should have discovered that they have sperm venom. I mean, you have vampires that like to learn about themselves. I mean, Carlisle is a doctor. There's some others that that have been interested in the sciences and have sort of figured it out. But but yeah, no one in the history of the vampires has figured this out. It's just been one guy in South America and the Cullens. Really? Really? Really, Meyer? Part number 4. Jacob Black's point of view chapters are the best part of the book. The relationship between Jacob and Bella was the saving grace of New Moon. While some of that book faltered, at least there was a healthier relationship. In that same vein, Jacob's point of view chapters made Breaking Dawn very enjoyable, for just a little bit. I mean, the titles were even named differently. It was fucking great. Well, yes, there is angst. At least it feels earned. Jacob is dealing with Bella's rejection of him, the fact Bella might die, Peter imprinted on Jacob's sister. If you're worrying, no, she's of age. and the fact his blood is calling out for him to be an alpha. And yeah, he doesn't want to be a leader. So yeah. It isn't until Sam orders Jacob not to attack the Cullens that he takes up the mantle of alpha and separates from Sam's pack. He then has to deal with his emotions for Bella and dislike of the vampires. Yes, it ends with a lazy resolution of him imprinting on Nessie, who is a newborn, but until that point, his struggle is enjoyable to read. He has to try and focus on what to do while he is struggling with his little pack, initially made up of only Seth and Leah. This is the point where Leah shines, as does her relationship with Jacob. He learns not only to accept her, but to admire her to the point she becomes his second in command. These moments are also painful as they don't get together by the end. It's like nice romantic stuff going on, and it's like, oh my god, they would be perfect together. No, he's just going to imprint on a newborn. Guess I can write. Goddamn. Okay, this will be the last time. Okay, let me go back a few seconds. Part 5, headcanons for the 4th book. Sorry, I was like so excited I was starting on this. Sorry. Okay. Sadly, this is the last time I'll be writing headcanons about this series. Well, unless I decide to make more videos and or blog posts dealing with fleshing out the Cullen cult theory. So if you've loathed this part of my reviews, you'll be happy to know this will be the last time dealing with the theory. Unless I read the side books in the series. Minus the manga. Anyways. Sorry. Sorry, my fiance just walked by the window. Anyways. The reason the Volturi don't attack in the end isn't because it was a poorly written piece of garbage. Nope. The reason is that they know unless they kill every Cullen and make it so they won't appear as martyrs, an attack would be more than useless. Caius acts so dumb as to make others think it isn't a serious attack and that the Cullens were stronger. However, it is a serious scouting mission. The Volturi need to know for certain how much support the Cullens can gather and the strength of their allies. I mean, vampires are immortal unless they're killed. So it would make sense for ancient vampires to take their fucking time. It's like, nothing's going to happen too quickly for them. Due to Aro knowing what Alice showed him before, he knows this won't be the last battle. That even if he wins, there will be many more. He wants to conserve his strength for battles that do matter. Once Bella becomes a vampire, her mind can't be read. Hang on. Before that, she could slightly dim any psychic attack on her person. Now, though, her powers are in full effect, and the Volturi understand that. They also realize that she has been indoctrinated into the cult, although she doesn't understand how she's been manipulated. Aro, who has studied child vampires in the past, knows how deadly Nessie can be. As he doesn't know about Esme's gift, he looks to Nessie as the one who will make the cult stay together, as long as Bella's daughter wants to be in the cult. Chelsea makes it so that Nessie's hold on Aro doesn't last long. By the end, Aro has decided to study oddities that are like Nessie in order to win against the Cullen cult. Well, again, long game, ancient vampires. They have the fucking time. Jacob didn't actually imprint on Nessie. It was a combination of Esme's abilities and Nessie's ability to make everyone like her. Carlisle knows that werewolves would be a great ally against enemies of the cult. With an alpha under the cult's control, Carlisle feels they will be unstoppable. Bella's newfound irritation with Jacob is also part of Esme's abilities. She wants the girl to be loyal to the cult first and everyone else second. She knows if Bella ever gave into her feelings for Jacob, that Bella could decide to side against them. Edward wants to get rid of Nessie at first as he realizes Alice's actual plan. That it wasn't Bella who was needed to let the Cullens defeat and replace Volturi. It was her child. He cares for Bella, though he doesn't love her and doesn't want her life to end because of the plan. That meant Alice wasn't concerned with Bella's safety, though the vampire liked the human. The crazed part of Edward was afraid about losing his toy. And in a previous part of this Cullen cult theory, I explained how Edward trying to resist Esme in the beginning caused him to go crazy. So that's why there's actually two sides. See? Yeah. And that's it for the final Twilight review, Breaking Dawn. At least for a while. Long time. I need to recuperate from this shit. And again, if you do want to buy this book, that is my favorite, hands down, in the entire series, because wow, does shit get crazy. If you do want to buy the book, and you're on the YouTubes, link in the description, and if you are on my blog, link down below. Yay! And you can buy your own copy, or copies. I won't judge. Anyways, the next review I will do will be of Divergent by Veronica Roth. Again, the next review I will do will be Divergent by Veronica Roth. But that's not the next video I'll be doing. In around maybe an hour or two, I will be getting my next writing live stream up. So, until then, goodbye, and if anyone actually watches this, thank you so much, especially getting through that rough intro there. Bye.